Today I have the honor of interviewing Prince Poe. Prince Poe came to fame as part of the group Organized Konfusion. He's since then had a solo career and he's collaborated with many artists, to include people like MF Doom and Madlib and many more. We're going to bring him in and talk to him about his current career and other projects that he's working on. Let's bring him in.
Yeah. Peace, man.
Prince Poe, my brother, thank you so much for joining the Cristopolis show. Looking sharp. I see you, my bro. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I got you.
Hey.
I appreciate you for yesterday, man. You know, yesterday was a mishap. And you see what's crazy? You see what happened today?
Yo, I'm telling you, that's why I got physical media.
See what happened today? Microsoft went down. A lot of gas stations was not accepting cash or cards. The computers was glitching. I told you yesterday when I didn't get your message, I said something's wrong.
Bro, it was global.
Yeah, it was global. It was crazy. But you know, that just shows you we don't have, yo, peace, Zulu, what's good, man? Salute. We don't have control over this shit, man. Like, it's just this is a sign for people to get more back in tune with themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, bro.
You know, and get out their fucking feelings. Like, you know, if you tell me you called me and I didn't get the phone call, I gotta realize that it's the phone. It's not you. Yeah. If I believe you and know your character, and I say, yeah, you know, I didn't get the call. You say, well, I did call you. I gotta believe you and realize that the phone is not perfect. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I watch people argue like, well, I called you. I'm like, bro, that phone is not perfect, man. Like, yeah. You know, so, but we here now.
Hey, we here.
Yeah.
That's what it is. My bro, I want to talk about your amazing career, but I want to talk about your skills in the kitchen.
Yo, listen,
can you share with us what's going on with Chef Poe?
Well, you know, when we would come back off a tour, you know, you've been in front of people like for 2 and 3 months straight. I would come in and put the cooking channel on and, you know, Chopped and Iron Chef. And it was just amazing to me that it was almost like art form with ramen, with emceeing. So I started watching it. And, you know, my aunt, she was a great cook, and then my mom's. And like, you know, I started trying to dabble around, but it was funny because I used to burn a lot of rice, make a lot of rice mushy. Yeah. You know, I was dabbling, but I didn't want to adapt to a system. You know, so I realized that I have to learn the steps and procedures, and, you know, and I started looking at cooking like emceeing, different styles and different flavors, you know, subject matter, which is like vegetables or, you know, and I don't know, I just jumped into that shit, man. That shit was crazy. Like, and over the years, I just sharpened my skills, and I realized that, you know, consistency turns into something different, man. Like, if you'd have told me during the Stress album that I would be this good at cooking, I would have laughed at you. I'd have been like, man, beat it. That shit ain't what I do. Right. But now it's crazy how it's so important because, you know, even like as of late, I had a surgery, and if I wasn't eating as good as I am now, it would have been a whole lot worse. It would have been a different situation. So, you know, it pays off, man. But the chefing thing is crazy now. I'm at the point now where I'm working on speed. You know, my knife skill is down. Prepping is good. You know, is a process to it. When you're making breakfast, you got to make the grits while you're making the protein, the meat, and then you make the eggs last so that nothing's cold. So it's like once you get the method down, you start to work on speed. So I'm on my 3rd level of now working on speed. I could talk to you on the phone and make a 4-course breakfast like in maybe like 12 minutes. Like the whole thing.
You've expanded beyond cooking for yourself and like immediate loved ones to bigger audiences.
Oh yeah, I've cooked for up to 75 people by myself, and you know I work in commercial kitchens, and I also work in private kitchens. I started doing it about every time I go to a different city. I would just have a session with a friend, and I'll cook for them and like 4 or 5 of their friends. So I did it in L.A., Oakland, Pennsylvania, Colorado, Minnesota, Jersey, and I just would go and, you know, and they'll be like, yo, invite a couple of friends over, and I would just buy the food and just make it. I just was spreading love like that, and then I started doing parties and private events. So, you know, I realized that if we don't push ourselves past the margin of comfortability, we'll never find out how great we are. So, like, I love the emceeing, but I love the cooking too. I love to see people happy with eating. You know what I'm saying? I love to see people. You don't see people fighting over good food.
Oh, that's good. And it makes food is love, man. It makes people happy. Yeah.
And I just love the fact that I'm kind of like pushing the envelope to make people eat better.
That's good. Can you expand on that? Because you talked about your health journey a little bit. Can you connect, you know, the decisions you're making now that you're actually selecting the food and preparing the recipes, and how that's connected back to your own health?
Well, one, I had to come to realization that a lot of the foods that you eat are not going to be the most enjoyable.
Yeah.
We have palates that fools us to think that everything that we eat is supposed to taste good. And that's not true. You know, our palates have been destroyed a long time ago. So, you know, like, you know, it's just like how that Big Mac used to call me years ago. Like, he used to just call me. And I would just like line up with it, especially after a couple of drinks, man. It was bad. But
you want that grease.
Like, I'm right, but then I realized that, you know, health is wealth. And then I had to realize, like, yo, I think that's kind of selfish for you to think that everything that tastes good to you is supposed to be all you eat. No, I'm not super crazy about asparagus or super crazy about okra, but it's extremely good for you. And okra and asparagus are two vegetables that really help you in health-wise. Like, you know, the tips of okra are cancer-fighting elements. Like, you can take the tip of an okra and put it in water and let it sit for 12 hours, and you'll start seeing strings come out of it. Those nutrients in those strings kill cancers. You know, and it's like, I had to realize that okra and asparagus is not my favorite, bro. I like spinach. I love broccoli, spinach. I love Brussels sprouts, you know, parsnips, carrots. But, you know, you got to just tell yourself everything is not going to be good, but it's good for you.
It's medicine.
It's medicine. So I realized that because my diet was decent, my procedure was simpler. You know what I'm saying? I had a mass removed from my colon.
Yeah.
And I was in the hospital for surgery on Wednesday, and I was going home on Friday afternoon. The doctor was like, yo, you don't need to stay. Like, you're back to normal. And I'm just like, damn, you know, imagine if I kept eating Burger King and all this other, you know, French fries every night. But that's not the bad part. You can cheat sometimes. The bad part is when you bounce back the next day, you had a night of Hennessy and burgers, and then the next day you don't repay your body by saying, yo, I need some water. I need some coconut water. We have to repay our body back for holding us down when we was being a little, you know, partying, reckless. And so, you know, you don't drink no water, you're not drinking things with minerals in it. And then your body's telling you, like, yo, you're overworking me. I'm working overtime. And then that's when things start happening bad. So, you know, it's cool to cheat sometimes, you know, but also sometimes you look at a commercial and you got to realize you can make that burger better. Because they make it look good.
That's like better than McDonald's?
Better than McDonald's. And the crazy shit is that you look at these commercials and you be like, oh man, that shit look good, and you want it, but then when you get it, it don't taste as good as it looked on TV.
It don't look like the picture.
It don't like the picture. But you can make it the way you want it at home if you just take your time and don't think and stop thinking like it's a process. It's very quick. You can picture a burger like, yo, I want onions, I want tomato, I want romaine lettuce, and you can actually make it at home the way you see it in your head, better than what you see on TV.
Yeah.
Because you're controlling it, and what you're wanting, you're kind of like you're like putting in a universe that you wanted. And if you just take a little bit of patience and do it, you actually can make a burger that you can think about in your mind and how you want it to taste. It's amazing, you know. So it takes a little bit of time, and that's the thing that people always think they don't have time, but all you do is have is time. You know, all you have is time. You keep saying I ain't got no time, but where else you going? Nobody's writing $1 million check. You ain't really going nowhere. You're going fast just to stand in the same place. You know, people be on their phone every day for 7 days a week, right? Hustling, grinding, going hard, right? All day. But then I could take Sunday off, watch movies, take a walk, go to the farmer's market. And when I come back Monday, I got just as much as you done with your 7 days that I got with my 6.
That's good.
Because I'm focused, I'm refueled, I'm replenished. So I'm going harder and sharper than you are going 7 days. You know, I'm very observant of what's going on. I'm knowing how to write things down. I'm checking things off on the list. I'm getting it done. I'm following up on phone calls. I'm remembering who I'm supposed to call. Just because I took a day off to just breathe. So it's amazing that I was doing that 7-day thing, and it's really an illusion.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't be human, like when you just you are AI until you become human again.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
and it's amazing, man. Like I'll be like, yo, you see those rabbits in the bushes? My friend's like, what rabbits? There'd be 3 rabbits in the bushes. He's like, I'm more aware of what's going on. You know, you see, and it's crazy because you gave yourself time to refuel, you know, and you deserve it. You need to have a time where you don't do shit. Don't do nothing.
Yeah. You need downtime.
So,
that's good.
Yeah.
So if somebody were like, for instance, you know, because you're from, you know, you've got your background. You're from Queens, New York, right? Like if there's like a certain type of cuisine, you know, is there like if they were to sit down and they were to have like a Prince Po meal, you know, prepared by Prince Po. What type of cuisine are you doing? Is there a style? There's a, you know, mixed recipes.
It's mixed recipes. It depends on the theme. If it's Italian, I might do spinach and chives linguine. With I could do seared chicken fingers, and the flavor will be lemon pear. And I try to do things different. I try to do things that's interesting. I got a chicken lasagna. Instead of using beef, I use chicken. I'm using cooked ground chicken that I cook in a separate pan. You don't cook noodles and vegetables together with proteins. You cook them separate, and you make sure that they're done. You don't put a raw chicken breast in with noodles. Like I've seen people do that, and that's definitely cross-contamination. But like the chicken lasagna is made for the foodie, like without feeling stuffed, because it's way lighter than beef. So I got the ground chicken in it. I have the diced chicken breast in it that's cooked with red peppers, green peppers, onions, fresh garlic. You got the ricotta. You got a whole level of spinach.
Wow.
Then on top of it, you have cooked wingettes with mozzarella cheese. So you got 3 levels of chicken, a level of spinach, a level of ricotta. You know, you have some of the lasagna pieces in between to keep it in cake form. But when you're eating this 4-inch tall square of food, when you finish it, you realize that you're not stuffed.
Yeah.
You're using lighter elements. And ground chicken is a much lighter element than beef. So you get the cheat. You know, that's why I call it cheat well. You get the cheat and don't feel like you're bloated, and stay within the range of eating in moderation.
That's good. That's good.
No.
Thank you. Have you thought about, you know, right now you made the connection between like hip hop and cooking, and you know, learning styles and flavor like you would rhyme styles, and learning, you know, things in the kitchen. And there is a connection right now. You're seeing like some popularity with shows like Fuck That's Delicious and things that like Mayhem Lauren is doing, and you're doing it, right? Have you thought about maybe doing some visuals in regards to your cooking?
Yeah.
With a hip
DJ RBI, salute, man. Yeah, DJ RBI, salute. I'm gonna start doing visuals in September. I just moved into a better place and I wanna have the camera set up, but I wanna encourage people to just trust yourself, man, because it's not what it used to be. I remember a Big Mac used to be the size of both my hands as a 12-year-old kid. You know what I mean? So if you look at the burger now, the burger's like about an inch, like maybe a half an inch bigger than a 50-cent piece. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same meat. It's not the same sauce. It's not the same vibration. When you used to buy French fries from McDonald's, it was always 2 or 3 fries that linked over the side. They were weak, but they still was cooked.
Yeah.
How is it that every French fry in the container now stands straight up? That's impossible for every French fry to be perfect.
Right.
So there's something terribly wrong with that. You know,
Yeah.
What makes food dope is the imperfection of it. When you make Brussels sprouts, you like the charredness when you burn 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know, and you can taste that flavor. So the food is not the same no more. Food is a big business now, and it's a connection. It's a connection to the farmer business. So if you choose to keep eating bad, you're not giving your body stuff to fight it back. You're gonna need the pharma companies now.
Yeah.
So it's different, but like I'm working on a song called Incarceration. And Incarceration.
New material. This is unreleased material.
New material. I've been doing a lot of features. I'm probably up to 329 features now during my career. Now I don't have nothing to do with what the artist does with the song, but I'm about 329 deep of features. I try to work with people, just because I love the art form, and sometimes I might have a good paying week. Somebody might say, "Well, look, I want to get you on a song, but I only got, $400 or $500." I might say I'm having a great week, and I can write this rhyme in an hour, and I can lay it in 15 minutes. So I just made $175 in an hour. I mean, I just made, $275 in an hour. I don't look at it as so much of I'm worth a couple of thousand. And sometimes I say, well, I got a lot of work done this week. I made a certain amount of money. But if I write this rhyme and do the favor, as a new and upcoming artist, I made $290 an hour. I don't have no friends that make $290 an hour.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad. So that gives me a chance to help out another artist, but also show my skills, get busy.
Yeah.
And it's only taking me 10 minutes maybe to lay the verse and do an ad-lib. So it's like I'm just mastering my craft. So and I don't mind doing that because people say, "Oh man, you worth more than that." I know what I'm worth, but if I top out a week that's a good week, then why not do something good for somebody? And they came along and they was humble about it.
Yeah.
And they really seem like they love the craft, and the beat is super dope. Yeah, all those factors, you just really made somebody's week. And you gave them encouragement to be a better artist. So why not?
Good, man. And you are definitely one of the masters of the craft. You know what I'm saying? Your catalog speaks for itself. In 2022, you dropped that Animal Serum. Can you talk to us about that album with Oh No?
Working with Oh No was dope because, one, they the Loop Pack was just phenomenal back in this day. Him, Madlib and Dudley Perkins and Jay, the Wild Child. He's a dope individual. Period. Like not just an artist, but as a person. And one thing that I learned from Oh No is that when somebody sees potential in you, you can't have your 2 cents on how they see you. Because like me and Oh No had a small argument, and basically I had to realize that he's saying, you can't tell me how I see you. Like you can't tell me how I see Prince Paul. So if I see a potential on 11 and you giving me like yo, I got to do this. I'm running around doing that. And you giving me potential of 9. That's your business. But you can't see me. You can't tell me what I see. You can't tell me what I think. So he was really propping me. And I was like, wow, I got to go a little harder. Because, you know, he sees the hardness in me that at this moment I'm not seeing because I'm so caught up and distracted with life. He's like, well, when you get through being distracted, I still see you at this level. So get busy, get busy. And I was just like, oh wow, you know, and he taught me that. Like and you know, and I'm blessed to work with him. And it was a good record. Animal Serum is just being toxic from our environment. You know, being so caught up in our jobs that we get caught up in our feelings. Oh, my man didn't call me. Well, then call him. You don't know what's going on with him. You know, things started becoming one-sided. People started becoming over-analytical. People started becoming super sensitive. People stopped judging by character, and they're judging by somebody's post and how they feel that day towards that post. So, you know, Animal Serum was just about like, yo, we need medicine because this shit is getting out of hand. Like, we're animals out here, and you know, cats is forgetting that this dude's mom's fed him cereal when he was young. Now you ain't fuck with him because of something he said in a post, and you took it personal, and it wasn't about you. Like it's gotten a little sensitive, man.
Social media is crazy, man, and people get on tips, you know, and they get all passionate about stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I just personally, you know what I'm saying? I keep myself busy. I got too much to focus on real life.
Yeah. Knowledge born, peace, man. What I realize is that if you focus on what can make you angry or the negative aspects, you miss out on the time that you can find more of your greatness. You know, we spend a lot of time like talking about the problem, but we don't talk enough about the solution. And people don't get mad at the wrong thing. Anger is a great emotion. But why you don't never get mad at yourself to say, damn, man, you can't do more? Because you can do more. Because, you know, there's a better you waiting for you. Like, he's like, the better you is up the block, like, damn, when he's going to get here? But you keep getting, you keep getting distracted. Your man said, oh, well, if I was you, that already started off wrong. So somebody say, if I was you, a lot of narratives is wrong. No, you're not made to be me. You're made to be you, right? So if I'm your man, I'm supposed to encourage you to do it. I don't give a fuck how crazy the idea is. Why not encourage you to do it? What do you have to lose? You can go hard and it can not work. And sometimes you go hard and it works very well.
Yeah.
You know, and the better you is waiting for you. And the thing is that we all get distracted. We all get told from someone, but what people are forgetting is that a lot of these motherfuckers are life quitters. They're unfuckwittables.
Yeah.
You know, they felt like life dealt them a bad hand, and they don't realize somebody else got it worse. So I try to put this in music in different ways without sounding like I'm preaching to people. So the new music is definitely going to be a lot of tough love in it.
Oh, that's good.
Like a lot. You know, when I said incarceration is about like how people trap themselves.
That's such
because
a dope name. Incarceration.
Yeah. Stony Brook, what's good? Salute. Yeah, incarceration is like you're such a hard critic on yourself, and then along with listening to too many people, you're putting yourself in prison. And you don't realize that not only you're a dope MC or not only you're a dope DJ, but you're also a great baker. You make good cakes, but you're so worried about what everybody else is going to say. Oh, that's some sucker shit. You're a baker? What the fuck? You on some girl shit or something? And you're not tapping into your talents that you never even knew that you mastered.
You limit yourself.
Right. And then when you go to these funerals, the saddest thing is not just the selfish part of it is that we're going to miss them. We want them in physical form. The saddest part is that nobody's never going to see how dope they are at these things that they do. Maybe one or two people know that they are like, yo, this dude can make a cake like nobody's business. Who's going to know now?
Yeah.
one or two people when thousands should have known. Everybody's coming in there saying they love him. You know what I'm saying? At the funeral, oh, I loved him, he loved me, but you didn't even know about him.
Yeah.
So it's incarceration because we allow the narrative, the in crowd to control our journey because we're worried more about what people see us as than worry about what we actually are. You know, we be like, oh, I wonder how they see me. Yo, what's up? You good? Yeah, I'm good. No, you're not good. You're not. And if you said, well, I'm not bad. I'm making it. Yo, they just laid me off of my job yesterday. When you free like that, what about the lady that was getting a car? She might be like, hey, young man, I just heard that you lost your job the other day. Yeah, but I'm making it. I'm pushing through. Well, I got a business.
Wow.
Do you know how to drive a forklift? Yeah, I know how to drive a forklift. Well, you can come work for me. Yep. So you got to put that in the universe, and you got to have your I don't give a fucks way up.
Yeah.
You got to have your I don't give a fucks way up because your Harlem 1951 salute, man. You be putting up some real prolific shit. Salute. Thank you for tapping in. Yo, we as an incarceration, man, we trapped in ourselves, man, because we grew up in a time where, yo, it was what it was. Your sneakers was fucked up, but you could play ball. That's it.
Yeah.
You was good at ball, you know, and your parents was poor and you just dealt with it. It is what it is. If somebody talked about you too much, y'all fought. Y'all had a fight. Like, that's it. Now it's about the illusion and the delusion and the illusion. People start to front so much that they believe in it. That's the delusion. And the illusion is they rather just like, yo, I'm going to get my neighbor's chain. I'm going to have my cousin's BMW. I want to be in front of it. I want my shit to look dope.
And I'm going to get the Instagram pic.
Right, and I'm going to get the Instagram pics. Instead of just being like, fuck everything. I'm going to go super hard. I'm going to get 2 jobs, and I'm still going to the studio at night. I'm going to start collecting records and just actually find your greatness and really be that dude that you're faking to be. You know, a lot of these young dudes is not playing.
Yeah. They
showing you all the change now, but they're not telling you that they've been in the studio for 2.5 years straight, eating Domino's pizza and ramen noodles, wearing the same clothes, smelling like Tuesday and it's Friday. You see what I'm saying? And then they come out and they got all this music, this catalog built up, and they generate revenue by investing in themselves.
That's true, man.
So regardless that we might not like all their music, we gotta respect their hustle. I respect a lot of their hustle because they're not playing. They just be looking like they just party all day. They're not telling you that they've been in the studio for almost 3 years. They're not talking about that.
That's good. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're building that catalog. Is the intercarceration a song or is it the name of an album?
I want it to be the name of an album, and I want it to be like one project that's maybe like 5 to 7 songs just talking about how we got to escape the prison of ourselves. Because we got to the point where we give a fuck about a lot of lifeless shit too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people going to talk about you whether you're doing good or bad, right?
Yeah.
You can give a person the money that they need to do something, and if it doesn't go the way they want to go, they'll turn around and be right in front of you and say, nobody ever did shit for me.
That's right. They'll be mad at you.
They'll be mad at you, you know, and I call it treating the pillow like a punching bag. The only person that helps you and lets you sleep good is the person you're treating like a punching bag. Right. So if I know I gave you the 10,000, why the fuck I need to argue with you? That's your argument by yourself.
Yeah.
My bank account says it's 10,000 less than what I had, right? And I knew when it left my hand, I was doing it because I've been jammed up before, right? Why the fuck do I need to argue with you because you need $20,000? That's your fucking business. Once I gave it to you and rendered to you and gave it to you like a reflection of myself, my blessing is coming regardless, homie. So you ain't got to sit here and, you know, try to throw subliminal darts at me. And I watch people get mad because they want people to be as compassionate as they are. They want people to show gratitude like they do. No, everybody's not built like you. And that's a hypocrite that you're the only one that helped them, and they turn around and, well, nobody helped me. You're not throwing a dart at me. You're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Because my blessing is already lined up to come back to me because I already helped you. And I did it like I seen you as a reflection of me, and I'm like, damn, I remember I was jammed up. It didn't feel good. I just wanted a fish sandwich, and I had to eat ramen noodles, and and I'm eating cereal, and when I remember those, I don't have to argue with you. If you don't want to be grateful, that's on you. We have a history. I helped you, and I did my job. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm done. And the thing is that if I keep my mind clear like that, and I don't be like, yo, you ungrateful and all, that's wasted energy. That's like him or her pulling me into their darkness. But I gotta stay in my light. I ain't from the second era. I'm from the era where I stay in my light. If you don't want to come to the light, then you stay in your darkness. When you're ready, I'm here. Holler at me.
Good. And see, like all of this is connected to the new project that you're working on, Intercarceration, which is dope. And we also talked about Animal Serum, right?
Yeah.
There's another earlier project that a lot of people talk about, which is the Slickness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk to us about how that project, was that the first project that you did after Organized Konfusion?
I did I'm trying to think of this project I did. I did a project with Tom C3, Saga the Simian Samurai, and that was an experimental album. After I did a song with Kool Keith and My Motion, I did a song called Mechanical Mechanics with Kool Keith. It started getting experimental, but before I leave off of Animal Serum was just me and oh no, lashing out at trying to heal people through the serum of the album. And like we had a song called Bears, and like how our attitude is like survival like bears, and we slash humans and try to dismember their flesh, but we eat berries and leaves. That's what bears do. Bears are mutilate you, but they don't eat you. They're like, yo, you toxic. We eat fish and berries. Right. So that's why we had bears. Roxy was on it. Salute to Roxy. It was just like Visions was about, sometimes we have these dreams and we don't understand where they come from, but we need to speak on them because, we have a struggle, bro. It's a real struggle. Like, we come from restricted areas. It was bad food delivered to our neighborhoods. Yeah. We was eating a lot of candy and chips and 50-cent juices and, intaking a lot of sugar. Yeah. But we also had park jams, and DJs came out and reminded us to maintain our faith. And it was a refuge, and now hip hop is a universal thing. And it's like, don't get it fucked up. Like a lot of y'all wouldn't have no direction without this culture. Not just the money. Is like if hip hop wasn't here, bro, the streets would be more crazy. There'd be more people locked up. There would be more people dead, and there'd be more confusion in the world. But now you got media, TV, online platforms. Everything's evolved around this culture that told us it's not going nowhere, and y'all not gonna live past 25. You see what I'm saying? This not going nowhere. Radio's not playing it, but it didn't come from radio. It came from the clubs. The house music DJs used to take a break and play hip hop records. They didn't give a fuck what the radio was playing. Right. It was about the people in the street and word of mouth.
Yeah, the mixtapes.
Miss Clarity, what's good with you? I see you. Salute, Queen. Nothing but love for you. Queens get the money. Bless Picasso, what's good? Salute. So moving on with the Slickness, that was done with Danger Mouse before he did Gnarls Barkley and before he did this other little pop group that he did overseas. He's went on to do some great things before he worked with the Gorillas. The Slickness was no direction. Whatever I felt the right the next day, I just did it. I was in total freedom. I didn't care about concepts. I didn't care. I was, and salute to Raekwon from the Wu, man. I hit him up like on a Friday, and he was there Saturday, and he taught me something. He reminded me that hip hop is visual. It's like your life story, because he was writing his rhyme and he was in the mirror saying the rhyme in the mirror, and I was just like, yo, you know, he's like a real life superhero. Like he's writing a rhyme and saying a rhyme, looking at himself in the mirror. He's visualizing it, and he goes in the booth and lays like 20 something takes, and I had to pick his one verse from 20 something takes. Man, that shit was incredible to me, and it just showed me how powerful hip hop is, the culture is, because there's so many masterful individuals in this game, and Wu-Tang and is one group that's incredibly, you know, so many different perspectives of artistry, and Ray was crazy with it, and he came in and laid this shit and left like in 2 hours.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He came in and left, and like me, I'm a person that talk about the money first.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to talk about the money, because everybody got to eat, everybody got families, everybody got foundations. His peoples came in and count the money. People gave him the okay, like, yo, this dude got your bread, and he got to it. And I'm talking about in and out the studio like in 2 hours with like 20 something takes of the rhyme, and I had to pick which one was fitting of the song. So it's lessons every time, man, you know. And we might have been writing the same amount of time, like in length and time, but that was a lesson for me. Like, he was in the mirror really, really getting it in. And I was just like, damn, he sees it. He's not just writing it, he see it.
Yeah.
So that was dope to me.
That's dope. That's a good story.
Yo, AL Cat 1, salute.
Yeah. I think, you know, for the fans and for the people who don't know the background story, you know, you came on the hip hop scene as part of one of the, you know, most iconic hip hop groups of all time, which is Organized Konfusion. You've gone on to have incredibly successful and dope projects as a solo artist and on collaborative projects with other producers. But can you talk to us a little bit about Organized Konfusion? Talk to us about those days in Queens and how you and Pharohe Monch met, and like those early records.
From the same neighborhood as Southside Queens. Monch lived around the corner from me. We was familiar with each other ever since like elementary school. We started fusing together through basketball, playing in the parks, during like intermediate school. Some people say junior high school. But there was a common love for music. We was familiar with each other, but we really linked up in high school. You know, it's very rare in New York that you can go to public school with somebody, then go to intermediate school with them, and then go to high school with them, because there was so many different high schools. We both had a love for art, so we went to an art school. And we started linking up and making tapes back then. It was cassette tapes, and you know. But the thing is, when we hooked up as a group, you know, Russell Simmons is kind of the one that helped us create that name, because we had a meeting with him once we, you know, a few years later, we made demos. We had a meeting with Russell Simmons, and he was like, y'all gotta get rid of that fucking name. We had Simply Two Positive MCs. He's like, all that number shit is about to be out, bro. Like, get rid of that shit. And we was just like, what? Like, and we decided to come up with a creative name. But then when you got greatness like Bismarck, Queen Latifah, you know, Big Daddy, Rakim, Coogee Rap, X-Clan, Public Enemy, like it was hard to try to figure out where can we fit in. Like, you know, you got LL, you got Houdini, which was great. Like, they was super dope, and they did not sample. It was playing music, and it was just like, where can we fit in with all these great artists? Like, where would we fit? So we started using art and the perspectives of illustration and computer graphics and you know, and advertising but in an artistic form to say, let's come with concepts. Yeah. Let's contribute that. And even people took Who Stole My Last Piece of Chicken the wrong way. You know, people was trying to say, oh, they cooning and all that shit. But I was like, get the fuck out of here. When we was poor in the neighborhood and you was in poverty and you was in restricted neighborhoods, some of the greatest moments you look to is when your mom's told you she was making fried chicken. And you had fried chicken and macaroni and cheese and string beans or whatever it was. It was something to look forward to when you was around hustlers and, you know, fights and shootings and, you know, and just poverty. You know what I'm saying? When that time came to eat, it was just a moment of bliss that you look forward to. We was grateful. We showed gratitude by loving fried chicken. We loved it. You know, our parents made good soul food. So it was something to look forward to when you was a kid, a poor kid in the neighborhood, just trying to find your way. And, you know, Who Stole Your Last Piece of Chicken just was a spoof of like, damn, you know, we'd be outside playing ball, doing all kinds of crazy shit, making slingshots, going through the weeds, finding praying mantises and garden snakes and, you know, just kid shit. Yeah. And you knew 5 or 6 o'clock, you had something to look forward to. We was just showing gratitude. And, you know, we did that without a care what people think. And then we went on with Fudge Pudge and was just trying to be funky, just trying to find our own lane because back then, man, it was very serious to be original. Yeah. It was beyond what people understand. Like, you just couldn't come out.
You couldn't bite anybody. You couldn't
come out and say you was Little Nas.
A lot of them made their own beats to have like an even more unique sound. Yeah. It was all about authenticity.
You couldn't call yourself Little Nas X back then. You would got beat up. Like people that's not even down with Nas would have beat you up. Like, yo, I can't do that. Like, you know, you would have got checked on that shit. So, you know, and no this to what they doing, like, you know, that's their thing. But that wasn't rocking back then. You had to be original. You had to be something that was unique, and you had to have your own lane. So, you know, it was hard, man, because they were such dope artists. You know.
Yeah, man. It was the golden era.
A lot. The golden era was crazy hard. So it was like to find your lane was a job. You know what I'm saying? And then you had to be accepted by the people. You know, your friends and neighbors couldn't say you was dope. It was people that like, yo, rhyme, let me hear you rhyme. It was a rite of passage. You had to prove what you was talking about. You couldn't just say, you know, I'm dope. People say, well, show me. Let me hear you rhyme right now. And we were ready. We always stayed ready. So that's the difference. And now you can say you're a ceramic pottery maker and don't have no pottery up on your page and shit. Like, and everybody's cool with that shit. This time that we live in is fake. It's fake ass, fake titties, fake eyelashes, fake beefs, fake social media platforms. And then so now you gotta figure out what's real. It's different. Like before you had to prove that you're real. Now it's like, what is real? Like you have to sort through the delusional shit to see what's actually real. So coming to Organized Konfusion is always was like, yo, what's something else we could push past the margin of comfortability with concepts. So, you know, we had numbers, you know, and like in numbers, a lot of people was sleeping on it, but it's like I'm saying, 3 LPs precise from my 5 deadly venoms with international plugs, like 9 organized emblems, get it? 20,000 leagues extra deep, running with to number 13 with my 40 belows upon the feet. Monch's favorite number was 13. My favorite number was 8. So at the end of the song, when I said 50, 50, 8, and 13, engines are revving. 718 to 213 on the 747. 3 stacks, 2 tokes once again for the mass. Furious like the 5 and Grandmaster Flash. It was all numbers. So we felt like nobody did that before. So, you know, we felt like we did the public good by not wasting their money. I'm out of the country. My son, I just got your message. I'll hit you when I say so. Oh, man, peace, man, to my brother Big Sav. He says he's out the country. I've been trying to hit him, make sure him and his family's okay. Yo, be safe out there and enjoy yourself, man. You know, so AL Cat One, I appreciate you. So, just being here with you and like hitting you the other day, like, just being human and being real, like, yo, I just got the message, and you giving me this platform is another thing that we focused on. Like, don't be on this fly shit. Let's get on some grind army shit. I don't think that we ever missed an interview. Like, never. As Organized Konfusion, we never missed an interview. Like, never. Like, I can say that openly, like, over the years. And it doesn't matter whether you reach 100 people or 100,000.
Yeah.
You might change a life in that 100 that's way more valuable that's in that 100,000. Somebody could have been on the brink of suicide in that 100, and you change their life so it's somewhat more valuable than 100,000 you reach, and they might never remember your songs next week.
That's good, man. As Organized Konfusion, you guys released 3 albums. There's the self-titled, there's the iconic Stress, the Extinction Agenda, and then there's the Equinox, right? Was there ever a 4th album planned, or did it stop at the Equinox?
It was supposed to be another album planned, but the Equinox was a lot of work. We put a lot of work. We executive produced that project, so it was having the responsibility of the finances is more tedious than having an A&R. You'd rather be in control, but we ordered professional movie sounds for that album. We had multiple engineers come in to help us with making it sound like a movie. There's parts of that album that, like, me and Monch was having dialogue in the car, and you can hear clearly that it's raining outside. You can hear clearly that we're rolling the window up because we're getting wet, trying to give people a sense of reality of what they do in real life. So it was a story about, when morning meets night, and those times across in life where there's controversy, there's triumph, and working with different producers, having the freedom to always work with some of your heroes. We work with Diamond, we work with Showbiz, we work with Rockwild, we work with Buckwild, and it was just like, it's hard to, it's almost like you can't find the words to express how dope when you look at all these artists and these different talents, and you're like, man, we get to collab with them, we can pay them, and and it's professional, and it's cross respect, you know what I mean? So and I want people to know that I deliberately made and came up and took an effort to create new styles to complement Monch's style on purpose. It wasn't cool to sound the same when I was coming up. It was cool to find something that could complement that difference that he's making. I try to complement that difference. And some of the styles I made, I was just like, this is what I feel goes with what he's going with. And to me, I tried to fit a pocket that contrasts his, didn't sound like his, but also like just mend and come up with this fusion that more people can gravitate to. One song they might say, Monch Brown was okay, but Prince, he really touched me with the way he flipped the words and the subject matter that they was talking about. So I did that on purpose, to render more people variation. That was important to me, you know what I'm saying? So Monch would say, wake up to the mathematic of an erratic rap, rejuvenated a style that sort of come automatic, poetical, medical medicine for the cerebellum. And he'd do that. And I go, consider me ill in the ill with skill and get chill, still, some sleep, too deep, not to get bitten when I reveal technique. Like, and it was, thank you, medicine, appreciate you. And that was important for hip hop. That was important for us to give that to the people. So, and that's the Organized Equinox. It was the first album that we fully controlled, and we're getting all our masters back now. So it's just a beautiful thing.
Oh, that's good. Is that like is there like an expiration date and you get the masters back, or how does that work?
It's a 30-year grace period where, yo, that's dope. Adds a lyric to the song. That's dope. Yeah, it's a 30, like a 25 to 30-year grace period. And the thing is that a lot of labels ain't gonna tell you. You just gotta know what that period of time.
You gotta go get. You gotta
You gotta
go.
go get
What's
that.
You gotta go
You
get
gotta
them.
go. You gotta go get them. And you know, and that's the thing. Cats can't get so mad that the labels make you go hard to have ownership, is because they did the same shit to James Brown and them. They fucked over people like Cab Calloway and Nat King Cole. And, you know, it's so you can't get mad at something that's been done throughout history.
Yeah.
You just gotta be business about it and go about it and stop talking about it. Get to writing them letters. Get to contacting these labels and get your hands back on your shit. You know what I mean? So that was important, and it's important because we're not done yet. We still got music to give people, because every art form has no limits to it except for hip hop. Hip hop, you got young boys saying, "Oh, you know, y'all old heads, y'all should be not rhyming no more." Like, who made you gatekeeper of this culture that pretty much was there to remind us that we all was great, we all was a community, and don't give up, because life is hard. We're in the ghetto, we're in the struggle, and shit is real.
Nothing.
Right, and then somebody decide to invest in it, and now it's the world's biggest culture, is the world's biggest moneymaker, and now everybody feel like they got rights to say something about it. But in reality, this shit is like a priceless gem that there is no money that could pay for this. You know, this changed people's lives. This has helped people get out of shelters and you know, and boys' homes, and you know, adoption agencies. Like this culture has groomed people and grew them up, and you know, and got them through some real fucked up times, man. You know, and it's proof when you meet fans and friends and supporters, and they share their story of what the song, when the song was out, what they were doing, whether they was locked up, you know, whether they was in a group home, and just different stories of people going through shit. And they're like, yo, you know, stress got me through college. I was broke the whole 4 years, and stress got me through. And you know, it's that powerful. It's bigger than what your bank account looked like. This is a game changer.
That's good, man. That's good. Well, bro, you dropped so many gems, and I appreciate you so much.
Mm-hmm.
When that intercarceration drops, I want to run it back.
I want to stay up. I want to stay in contact with you, because it's really about people getting out the prism of themselves, because everybody talk too fucking much, man. Right? Yo, if I was you, you're not him. Stop saying that shit. Like, people need to have time to find themselves. I don't give a fuck if you 48 years old and you decide to start rhyming. That is your time capsule. That is your proof that you were here. That is your stamp of life. So you should rhyme the way, because you fucking want to. That's your business. It ain't nobody's business to tell you that you can't rhyme, or you can't make beats, you know, or you can't do ceramic work. You know, a lot of times it takes maturity and wisdom for people to tap into their greatness. You know, some people become great fathers after they're a grandfather. You know? So whether if you decide to make beats, first you got to make them for yourself. Then you got to make them for your children, so they can talk about you 40 years down the line. But the most important thing is tell your story. That's your proof you was here. How the fuck somebody else is gonna have say so on what the fuck your journey is? That's some crazy shit.
Yeah. This is yours. You know what
this
I'm saying?
Is yours.
If you ain't got nothing else, all you got is this life. You know what I'm saying?
This shit is yours. And if it touches one person, check this shit out. It could touch one person so much, they can come to you and say, yo, check it out. I'm a little well off. This shit has moved my life so much. Can I give you $5 million for it, and you don't put it out. I want this to belong to me and you alone. You can sell to one person, he can give you a check for $5 million, and you just outsold 1/3 of the business. That's how much it moved him, that he wants that shit for themselves. And this is how powerful your story is. You don't know what that shit could do to somebody. Somebody might say, look, I don't care about anybody else hearing this. I want to give you $10 million right now, and you don't give it, you don't put it out in the public. You keep it for yourself and let me have a copy. You can write a contract with that person for $10 million to do just that.
Upon a time in Shaolin.
Yeah. You see what happened to Wu-Tang? That one person wanted that album.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, you got to
for sure.
be honest with yourself, man, because your story might be somebody else's story, and they might embrace that for the rest of their life, and they might want that on their history shelf. So the money don't become the more important factor in this. He's like, I'm paying you to not give it to the world. Just me and you share it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the world we live in.
That's what it is, my bro.
But you know,
it's an honor to have you on the show today.
Thank you, man.
You know, we talked about the 329 features. How could people get in contact with you if they want to work with you, if they want one of those dope Prince Po verses?
I would say PrincePo697 @gmail. And please don't start off telling me who you work with. Let me see the words that you really want to do this. Let me feel like this is for you and fuck everyone. Have your I don't give a fucks way up. Shouldn't give a fuck about what nobody's going to say. Oh, yo, you need his verse. Nah, fuck everybody's opinion. Write me like you want to do something, and even if you got to do it in increments, this is your shit. And if you could show me that I'm caring about what nobody say, I'm not letting nobody judge me, I'm not letting nobody distract me, then it makes me easier to say, let me hear the track. The track is dope. Let's get it in. The track got to be dope.
Yeah.
They can catch me in my DMs on Instagram. I just float through my DMs really fast because cats be sending me jokes that I posted like 2 years ago. I'm like, yo, that shit is old, bro. I got new jokes. That shit mad old, dude. Like, and I'll be laughing at that because they be like, yo, this is funny. I'm like, yo, I had that shit like 2 years ago. Some of that shit I had right after I got rid of my MySpace page, bro. So, you know, I like laughter. I like having a good joke. But my DM's on here, PrincePo697 @gmail. I do this thing called the JB's Live, which is just building lives on IG and Facebook, and it's just reminders of like, yo, we live in a fucked up society. Don't lose footage that you're here for a divine reason. Don't lose that, because that's the main gem that we have. You're here for a reason. Did you find out why? The two most important moments is when you was born and then when you find out the reason why. And we spent so much time on, what do you think? How you see this beat? Do you like it? You know, we spend a lot of time on other people's opinions, but we don't spend enough time on how we feel about it. So I'll be wanting people to find their greatness. And, you know, I'm comfortable. Like people might say, oh, yo, you don't see him too much, but I rock with Monch all the time. We build every week. We help each other find better herbs and supplements and things to make us healthier. Yeah. And he's my brother. Like, you know, I wasn't able to rock with him at the recent show at Lincoln Center in New York City, but he sent me out a prayer, and it was powerful, man. I felt it, and the surgery went well. But that's my brother before we even had a song. You know what I mean? Like, his mom's put grits in front of my face with eggs and turkey sauces, you know, and we playing the music in his room loud all day, and his mom's like, I like that beat right there. My mom's would have kicked us the fuck out. Like, it wouldn't have been all that fly shit like that. His mom was a hip-hop mom, and his pops was always supportive of us. So, you know, that's my brother, like, you know, and it's bigger than music, you know what I'm saying? So when people see him shine, I want him to shine. I don't need to be with you to shine, because I'm shining with you spiritually. So, you know, I hope people to remember to judge your brother by their character. Stop letting what they post and they being in their feelings and, you know, that day. They got the right to be feel fucked up sometimes. There's some fucked up shit going on out here. So keep your skin thick. Love your brother through the thick and thin. You don't really show a person that you really love them until they down, and then you can lift them up. That's when you prove that you love somebody. Now when they shining and you there celebrating and popping bottles with them, that shit don't count. Yeah. It counts when he's down. And when I was down, I was under the knife. He was sending love from the stage, and I wish I was there. But this winter, we're going to be overseas. It's going to get real ugly.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, man, it's an honor to have you on here. I'm going to be hitting you up when that Intercarceration drops. And my bro, what an honor to have Prince Poe. We talked about your cooking. We talked about the new music you're cooking. And we talked about your amazing discography.
Thank you,
my brother.
Man. Let me know when you got it up, man. I'll repost it. I just want to touch people, man. And just, you know, when it's my time to leave this plane, I want to really have people like, yo, he cared about me. You know what I'm saying? He seen my light, and he didn't want me to be in no darkness. We had enough darkness. We was raised in darkness. You know what I'm saying? We was born and then raised in darkness, and now it's time to stay in our light. But I appreciate you too, man.
Peace.
Peace, brother.